People always ask me if I would ever be a social worker, and my answer is absolutely not. I would rather die. Listen, I genuinely believe that people who become social workers are doing it because they want to be the one that makes a difference in a child's life. Because I promise you, they're not doing it for money. Social workers don't actually earn that much. Yeah, compared to some other jobs, maybe they do, but they don't actually earn a lot when you think about how much work they have to do. And I've had people say to me before that social workers, they get paid more per child they take into care. For every child they take into care, they get a bonus. They're more likely to get promoted. It's just not true. I can't speak for other countries, but certainly here in England, that's not true. And I hate social services. I have no reason to be sticking up for them right now. I've had so many problems with them. But it's not true. I could not be a social worker because I would be fired within a week. I wouldn't be able to keep work at work. Even now, I work in a social services department, in administration. I can see why the children are in care, what's going on with them in care. And there's still some cases that I still think about at night, even though I'm not directly involved in that case. So I don't know how social workers can sleep, and not even in a rude way. How do you sleep at night? I also think social services have way too much paperwork. I think maybe that's for another video, but I would get frustrated by that. I would be frustrated that there is so much I'd want to do for the kids, but I can't because of paperwork. Imagine you want to make a difference in a child's life. You want to be there for them. You want to spend loads of time with them. You want to go above and beyond with them, but you can't because one, there's too much paperwork, and two, you have too many kids on your caseload. Some of them will have up to 30 children. That's 30 children they've got to try and build a bond with, see all the time, while doing all this paperwork, while going to all these meetings. I don't blame social workers for not building up a relationship with the children. I'm not sticking up for social services, but that is why I couldn't be a social worker. I would become so frustrated that I cannot be the social worker I want to be. I would end up losing my job because I would overstep the mark. Once a child at the age of 17, 18, whatever age, and they transfer to the leaving care team, meaning I can no longer have contact with them, I won't be able to accept it. If a child leaves care at 18, I will want to know how they're doing 6 years later. I also think I'd lose my job because my colleagues would hate me. Because if I didn't think they were doing their job properly, if I thought they were being unfair towards a child or not doing the right thing for a child, I'd speak up. I would speak the because I know what it's like to be a child in care. I would lose my job within a week. I would be fired or I would quit within a week. And that is why I can't be a social worker. And it's a shame because I know I would be the best damn social worker in the world. I know I would be so good at it. I know the kids would love me. My colleagues and my manager would hate me, but the kids would love me. I'd quit. I wouldn't be able to take it. And I think a lot of the good ones do quit. And I'm not saying if you're watching this and you're currently a social worker that you're not a good one because you're still doing your job. I don't mean it like that, but I would quit. I just wouldn't be able to do it. We really need to hire more people to do paperwork in the social services department. That would make such a difference. I'm not turning this into how to improve the social services department, although that video is pending. But no, I would never be a social worker. Plus, I hate studying. I wouldn't be able to go to university. If there was a way I could become a social worker without having to go to university, without having to study for years, without having to write essays, maybe I would. But it just doesn't seem worth it to me to do a higher education course or a higher access course, whatever it's called, because I have no qualifications. It just doesn't seem worth it to do all that studying, all that university, all that coursework for a job I know I will quit very quickly. So no, I would never be a social worker. But I know I would be so good at it.